Oh, you're starting one?
Yeah. Okay, it's going right now.
Alright, so we're going to show you guys how to make no-knead bread. Have any of you guys made bread before? Anyone?
Yeah.
Put your hands up. Belle and Kate, has it ever failed? Have you ever had a loaf of bread that just like sinks or, yeah, it happens all the time, right? It's never fail-safe with bread. Many people don't even take the risk. It's too daunting. It's too intimidating to do it because there's just so many things that can go wrong. But we're going to show you a method that is pretty much fail-safe. There's no sticky fingers, no tireless kneading, no hours of work, and no intricate measurements. And in the end, you get a bread that is crisp on the outside and light and airy and flavorful on the inside. So Samantha's mom has made this bread for years and made it so long that she has really perfected this bread. So Samantha's going to show us how to make it.
Okay, well, not that I've perfected it, but my mom's perfected it. So I've always enjoyed when she's made it. I always wanted to know how to make it. I didn't realize it was so simple. So this past weekend, I actually went and did it with her. So for the ingredients that we put into this no-knead bread, there's only 4. It consists of some flour. You can use cornmeal, wheat bran, and then you add a little bit of salt and a little bit of instant yeast. And it's actually kind of surprising. There's only a very tad bit of yeast that you put in it. And then you just add water to it and you let it sit for 12 to 18 hours. So basically you don't have to do anything. So on the next slide, it's kind of a picture of what it looks like in this bowl right now as it has risen over 18 hours. And it gets basically you'll know that it's done once it's all bubbly on the top. And so I'm going to kind of show you how to take it from the bowl and to get it ready to cook, because that's probably the hardest part, is to transfer it. So we're going to try and work this out as best as we can. I don't know if I can sit it on this plate and then I might have to. Okay. Might need more wax paper. Now, and you have to make sure that when you do this, you have lots and lots of flour, because with the fact that it's so light, it can get very sticky. So basically, just put a whole bunch of flour down and spread it out as best as you can. Now, my hands are going to get dirty, but that's okay. Basically, you want to scoop the bread as best as you can. As you guys can see, it's kind of like very sticky, and so you just kind of want to dump it into the center where all the flour is. Okay, that's a lot of bread. So then you want to put more flour on top of it because we don't want this to be sticky at all. Okay. Now, I know it says no kneading, but basically you just have to make sure that it's not sticky anywhere before you let it sit to get ready to cook. So we just want to make sure that we can get this all. And as you can see where I failed to put flour on the wax paper, it's very sticky. So basically once you have the flour all on there, you want to basically just fold it in so kind of you can get it into like a little bit of a bun shape. So just like this, and then you just plop it down. So basically that's it when you transfer it from the bowl out. Basically after that, then you just want to sprinkle it with a little bit of flour. Now my mom, when she makes this, she'll sprinkle a little bit of cornmeal on top just to give it a little bit of flavor. I'm not going to do that though. Other than that, that's all that you do. After this stage, you let it sit for about an hour covered under a tea towel so it can just kind of rise up a little bit more. As you're waiting for it to rise for a full hour, you have to preheat your oven, and about half an hour before into your waiting time for this to rise a little bit more, You cook it in this, it's called a Dutch oven, and you put this in your preheated oven to let it get hot. And then you cook this for about 35 minutes, I think it is, and with the lid on, and then you remove the lid for 15 minutes to get it all brown. And then you can take it out and let it cool, and voila, finished bread.
So here's how it works. The purpose of kneading dough is to produce gluten, but in this method we replace time with the kneading. So the amount of time that you leave it actually produces the gluten. The proteins absorb the water, and with time gluten forms in long elastic strands. These gases are captured in these strands, and the small amount of yeast that is in it allows it to rise. And it's really remarkable what you end up with such little time and with such ease. And this method strips away all the daunting tools and implements that we've manufactured to speed up the bread making process, and we've just replaced it with time and allowed time to do all the work. So we've actually brought a sample for you guys to try. And
Hopefully this all goes well.
hopefully you guys like it.
Yeah, so I don't know the best way to do this. Maybe we'll just come around with some bags. And then if you would like to put butter on it, because as we just learned that butter's not so good for you. Yes, in that bag that Beth has there, the smaller pieces, yeah, are very much more crunchy and harder than the other ones. So, do you want to take small crunchy one, or do you want a big soft one? You got one there? Okay. So then if you want butter, as we just learned about how bad it is, I'll pass this around. Hopefully you guys are okay with sharing a knife. I'm not going to spread too many germs that way. Yeah, and we have also
We also
printed.
have recipes if you guys want a recipe.
If you guys feel like you would like to try this, make it for yourself. We also printed off the recipe for you, so you can take it home and try it if you want it.
Cool, that's it.
Do you want to? I do, yeah.
So it's not good.